Continuation of factors that contribute to health. We've discussed many of the inequities that exist in healthcare. Let's look at some of the ethical decisions that we as nurses sometimes must consider. One, there's the dilemma for health professionals. We have life and death. Sometimes should we code or should we not? The quality of life if the code is successful. The right to decide who makes that decision. Informed consents. I always get a little queasy when it says or death. And then alternative treatment issues. Are they safe? Is there any FDA approval for some of these treatments? Just what to do. So there are dilemmas for us as healthcare professionals as well. Some of these dilemmas have been created by technology. Illnesses, once leading to mortality, are now classified as chronic illnesses. And the cost has been prolonging life. The cost of this technology is there, however, life is prolonged. So some ethical decisions that our patients have to make, and we have to ponder when we answer difficult questions such as what does it mean to be ill, and what does it mean to be well? What is the proper balance between science and technology, and what is really good for humans? Where do we find balance when science allows us to experiment with the basic origins of life? So as a healthcare provider, these are some of the things that we sort of mull over in our minds. We have to learn to balance science and morality. Nurses must examine life and its origin, as well as its worth, usefulness, and importance. What does it mean to be ill or well? And what is the proper balance between science and technology and the good of human? I want you to think about those things, and we'll chat about it later on. Nurses must understand their own values and seek to understand the values of others. So if we don't know ourselves, class, it's very difficult to try to figure out what someone else's values are all about. We're sort of like that fourth wheel on the triad, or that fourth leg of the triad, between the patient, the family, and the transdisciplinary team. Because value formation and moral development takes place through life. So let's look at what values are. A value is a personal belief about worth that acts as a guide to your behavior. Our value system is when we have the entire framework on which actions are based. And then value clarification is a process by which people examine personal values and how the value functions as part of the whole. Moral development takes place that forms a worldview as our value system evolves, and it does so continuously. It's a dynamic process that moves along our life continuum that will provide us with a worldview, provides a cohesive model for our life, encourages personal responsibility for living our life, and prepares one for making these ethical choices that we sometimes face with our patients. So where does it all begin? We have to, as an infant, learn right from wrong. No, there's no concept of right and wrong when we're born. However, it is developed over time. If basic needs are met for trust, it will be met. It will develop foundations for secure moral thought. During school-age children, we've learned that good behavior is rewarded where bad is punished. But we begin to make choices based on the understanding of that good and bad behavior. As far as adolescents are concerned, they question moral values and relevance to society. They become aware of the contradictions in adults' value systems. So we have to be very good role models. Adults, we strive to make sense of these contradictions, develop our own values and morals, and begin to make choices based on the internalized set of principles that become us.